ASMR True Crime channel, where whispers unveil real-life mysteries. Today we're diving into a chilling case from Asia that will leave you questioning how things like this are possible. Please approach this sensitive topic with respect and understanding for those involved. And if you want to stay updated on more intriguing true crime stories, hit that subscribe button and join our community. Let's get started. Joy, a 14-year-old girl from Ulsan City in South Gyeongsang Province, South Korea, met a high school boy online in June 2003. He was surnamed Beck. Her name was Joy and she lived alone. For a while they kept talking. In January 2004, Park asked her to come over to his house in Miryang. She may have been interested in this boy, so she chooses to meet him there at his place. When she arrived at the place he tricked her into, he hit her in the back of the head with an iron pipe. Joy completely blacked out. But the guy wasn't alone. There were 11 other boys with him. They were all members of Median's youth gang, which was known for attacking other students and taking their money all the time. 12 boys grabbed Joy and dragged her to a nearby hotel, where they began raping her one by one. A camcorder and their phones were used to film this. Joy couldn't do anything. It was these boys who made the threat that they would post the video of her being raped online, and there was no one she could talk to about what happened to her for a whole year. After that, she was raped outside on parks and tennis courts, and she was also beaten badly just for fun. It is known that the young girl was sexually abused and tortured with a lot of different objects. The cops said she was raped up to 10 times by 3 to 24 high school boys each time, for a total of at least 44 boys in a year. They also beat up the girl's 13-year-old sister and 16-year-old cousin because Joy was ordered to bring them to Miryang. It was later revealed that the people who did this did post videos of them being raped online. Why didn't anyone help this poor girl? Her mother left her violent and drunk father because he was a danger to her. Joy couldn't go home to safety because the only person who should have been there for her was beating her up every day, just like the boys did. Even though she took a lot of sleeping pills, she made it to the hospital alive. The marks and bruises on her body made the doctor suspicious, so he did a physical check on her. This showed him what happened to her over the past year. On November 25th in 2004, her aunt told the cops about this, and they began an investigation. It turned out that other people were hurt too. At least 5 more girls were raped by the gang members. If the gang members went to jail and were punished for what they did, this would have been the end of the story. Unfortunately, things got worse. A lot of people were angry about the rapes and how the cops handled the investigation that followed. Officers are said to have yelled at the victims, telling them that they had ruined the city's image and given the media personal information about them. As soon as Joy's name became public, the criminals and their parents began to threaten her. Joy even told the police that she wanted to be questioned by a female cop, but they wouldn't let her. It was denied. The male officer asked the victims if it was them who seduced the boys. During the investigation, Joy was even put in the same room as the gang members who raped her, and the cops asked each one of them if they have put it inside her while Joy was in the same room. Like, how could the cops not care? It is completely shameful for the victims. Think about how this little girl must have felt when these people hurt her and made her feel small. And even though she was the victim and society should have been able to keep bad people away from her, she was physically in a terrible shape. She had to be treated for a long time because her body was so badly hurt. Also, her emotional health was very bad, and she tried to kill herself many more times. After that, Joy was sent to a locked mental hospital. Her father and the parents of the people who hurt her came to see her in the hospital to first force her to agree to a $38,000 settlement deal. She was even made to sign a plea that asked the judge to be gentle with the case. All of the settlement money went to her father and to other close relatives. Not a single penny was used to pay for her medical care. She tried to go back to school to keep learning, but no school would let a rape victim in. Eventually, she did get into a school, but the parents of the people who hurt her, of the gang members, came to her school every day and asked her to sign a petition for parole. Because of that, she had to quit school again. But what became of the 44 boys who were involved? Most of the people who were charged were sent to youth court or the charges were dropped. 10 were officially charged with sexual assault, and the prosecutors asking for 2 to 4 years in jail and 3 years of probation. The courts didn't press charges against these 10 people because they were too young, and some had already been accepted to college or hired for jobs. Instead, they sent them to juvenile court. Also, 13 people were not charged because the father took settlement money from the parents. In the end, only 5 suspects were sent to juvenile detention center, and none of them were found guilty of a crime. And that was the end of this. There are lots of things to think about. That was almost 20 years ago, and things in Korea have changed a lot for the better since then. But still, a number of high-profile sex crime cases in the past few years have made people angry about what they see as lenient punishment. Juvenile crimes are also on the rise, and some people want to lower the age at which someone can be charged with a crime. No matter what though, our criminal justice system is meant to make sure everyone, and I mean everyone, gets justice. Please leave your thoughts in the comments and subscribe if you like what I'm doing. Thank you so much.